What up, though, people? It's your boy Rod, and today we are here on the Young Old Head Talk podcast show. Got my guy Sharon. What's going on with you, brother, man?
Big bands in the building. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Trying to take it one day at a time. Glad to be here. Glad you're here with us again, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so we will start off today with our last topic. The NBA Finals. Man, these were some pretty good games these last couple of days. Actually, we saw three. Thought we were going to be able to talk about two. We saw three. So in that time span, Golden State has won two games. Boston's only won one. So now it is 3-2 Golden State heading back to Boston. So let's get our little quick recap in for games 3 through 5. What did you see?
I saw exactly as we talked about in game one, a young team that was giving away games because they're young, and a veteran team that was winning games. They probably should have lost, but they're vets, so they're winning them. And they're in big trouble, going into game 6. By the time you hear this pod, we'll see. I don't know, but I don't know. They ended that Boston 7-0 streak. They had that invincibility thing going. And to be honest, my biggest takeaway, everybody's going at Tatum, and I kind of feel like it's a little unfair. Like, that's something else. They're killing the kid, and I don't really know what they expected. Like, that Golden State team has 3 Hall of Famers on it. So what are we talking about?
Well, I kind of understand why they're going at Tatum, because you're supposed to be the guy on the team. You're supposed to be that guy that when we need a bucket, we're going to you right then, right there, And he just hasn't been able to be that guy. Heck, Brown has been able to be that guy. And even for a minute, Al Horford was there, Smart has stepped up and hit some big threes, play some good defense in clutch moments for them. So I understand kind of why they're going at Tatum, because like I said, if we need a bucket, we're going to you, man. You're the guy. You're the guy we give the ball to in these clutch situations that we look forward to giving you the ball. We're paying you this money for what? For you to go out and perform in clutch moments like this. And he just hasn't been able to do that in the past 3 games or so, So he's been struggling. And I've also noticed they haven't been able to hit free throws either. They have not been able to hit free throws at all. Like, I've seen Tatum miss like twice from the line. Like, he missed both shots twice from the line. And then, it started rubbing off on White. He started missing free throws. Pritchard started missing free throws. Brown. It's like everybody's got bit by the bad free throw bug, and they just couldn't recover from that. Well, that was really game 5. But yeah, they just couldn't recover from that, honestly.
To be fair, they saw the greatness that is Steph Curry up close and personal, and I think the others got broken. Right now, I see, at this point, as of game 5, I see Tatum, Smart, Brown, a big 3 versus Golden State, the whole team. And the rest of Golden State guys are coming energized. Andrew Wiggins looks like a number 1 overall pick.
Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins right there.
Man, Klay Thompson, Poole's coming through. Like, these guys are starting to ascend at the right moment. Game 5, Steph didn't even do much. Matter of fact, he didn't hit a 3 for the first time in, I think, 83.
0 for 9, people. 0 for 9.
I forget how long the streak was, but that in itself, if you're somewhere where you can bet, if you bet on that, I don't even know what the odds were, but you probably made some real good money. So when that type of stuff is happening and you still lose, man, you're in trouble. But at the end of the day, I think Boston's just a young team, and they are going to succumb to the pressures of a very experienced championship DNA laden team like Golden State, and they're getting young guys to buy in, and when that happens, it's over.
I just want to say, don't mean toot our own horns, but I believe we've been right in almost every game so far in our predictions. We said it was going to be 3-2. I said it was going to be 3-2 going back to Boston. I believe you said the same thing. So that's what we do here, people. We give good takes. You sit here, you listen, you tell us what you think. That's what we do here. But yeah, so. Like I said, they are young, and their role players aren't stepping up, and neither is their stars. Stars aren't either. Yeah. Like I said, Tatum hasn't been the guy that you expect him to be. Brown has some good games, but ever since game 3, he's been kind of even keel. He's had some great moments, and don't get me wrong, he's been the best player on the floor for them, but he just hasn't been, what he was the first 2 games. And even Al Horford, after Al Horford had that monster game, who was that? Was that against Milwaukee or Boston? Horford had an incredible game. And then he had an incredible game 1, and it's been downhill ever since. I'm going to
say something controversial. Pound for pound, Golden State. Boston has won one game where they were like, they just went out and dominated. But outside of that, Golden State has won every other quarter except for that fourth quarter in game one. You throw that out the window, which was kind of an anomaly. This series is probably over. You know what I mean? They probably bounce them in 5. Last night probably was the clincher. If they have a standard fourth. But like I said, Boston gets on that pixie dust stuff like they did in the third quarter for game 5. They start making them. Everything starts dropping. But in that moment where they couldn't get them no more, I don't want to put too much blame on Tatum like the rest of the world is. But man, without Tatum, you're getting blown out in a lot of these games. Tatum was giving you what you needed, but collectively that whole team was just screwing up, man. I don't want to sit there and look like Tatum's the guy. I did have a problem with Draymond basically dog walking him back to the bench.
When he had the ball in his hand, I'm not gonna lie. I love Draymond. He's my Spartan brother, but at that moment, the wrong guy, the right guy, might have swung on him. I'm just saying,
But Draymond, Draymond went to their whole team like, "Yo, I'm in here," and no one did nothing.
Yeah, they just let him walk back, and then the referee had to grab him by the chest and was like, "Bro, go back to your side."
Yeah, like right, bro. I being the old head around here. I grew up with, bro, try that bullshit in the 90s with the Bulls championship team. Jordan might have punched you in the face. Like you ain't even got to worry about nobody else. It's crazy.
You ain't even got to worry about Robin. Robin is coming with the elbow and he's kicking you.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, Tatum's just a young guy. I think he's 24. He's going to be a problem.
No, Tatum's 19. Tatum's still 19, by the way. That's like the running joke in the NBA. Tatum's been 19 for like 5 years.
Yeah, since forever, right? But kid's got a lot of NBA experience. I'm looking forward to him. If they mess around and lose this final, I won't be surprised. I'm surprised a lot of people went with Boston personally, but we'll see.
Well, I'm going to throw a pretty controversial topic out there. I think they win Game 6. I think they go out and win Game 6. They don't win Game 7. Actually, Game 7, low-key, might be a blowout. But I can't remember who's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Tatum or Smart, or it might even be Horford. But one of those 3 guys is going to go crazy. And if I had to pick, I probably would say Tatum or Brown. But the thing about Tatum, he needs to be more aggressive. He needs to go to the rim and take those mid-range shots. He needs to go to the rim and get those layups and those dunks that he's getting. Because when he goes to the rim and he's not smoking layups, the lane is open. Especially when Draymond is not checking, the lane is open. And if you're able to get into the mid-range, take the shot. Why are you not taking an open mid-range shot? Like, I understand analytics don't tell you to take mid-ranges anymore, but in the playoffs, we saw how it benefited Kawhi 3 years ago. Saw how it benefited the Suns last year, and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Mid-ranges are not expendable in the playoffs. They're very important. Regular season it is what it is, but when the playoffs come and you need 2 points, the mid-range shot is going to be there because nobody's checking it.
No one's checking it, and at the end of the day, a wide open shot is a wide open shot. I don't give a damn about the analytics, man.
Got to make it. Wide open is wide open.
Wide open is wide, especially if you're a superstar player. So I agree with you on that one.
And a shooter, known as a shooter too.
Yeah, and that can hit any shot because Tatum's got a complete game. I love watching him play. I don't love. My thing is when he goes to the rim, sometimes too aggressive. You can tell guys are reaching. They're not calling much. He don't want that contact sometimes. So he might shy away from it. But then again, like you said, that mid-range is always there. He just never takes it. My only problem with your take, big bands, Steph played like absolute garbage. This is also Game 6. And Andrew Wiggins is playing like the number 1 pick.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Andrew Wiggins. That performance he put on in Game 5 was the Andrew Wiggins we've been waiting on, people. All this time leading up to it since 2013. It took 9 years, but we finally got the Andrew Wiggins we're waiting for. Yeah, a good player in big moments. So
look, ever since I think Game 4, he started to rebound. So now he's really found himself. Like, we don't need a big player. We just gonna board. I'm gonna do my thing. So right now you got to battle Game 6 Clay and a
GOAT. Game 6 Clay is the GOAT.
And a Steph Curry that did not hit 1 3-pointer in the last game. You know how angry this man is right now?
Steph Curry is seething right now. He is incinerating inside right now, waiting to get back out there.
And listen, if Tatum is that guy, like he's supposed to be Tatum and Brown, and they win this game, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be shocked. But we're gonna see, man. I really can't see it. I really can't.
I just got that feeling, that they're gonna come out. They got punched in the mouth. They're not gonna give up. They got punched in the mouth in Game 5. That the one play that swung everything was that pull 3 at the end of the third quarter. That play shifted all the momentum because Boston was up 1. No, they were up 2. Excuse me. Boston was up 2, and they're going into the fourth quarter now. Okay, we got the lead. Play defense, hit shots. That's all we got to do. That's the simple game plan to win basketball games. Play defense and hit shots, people. Like, I don't understand why people don't realize it's that simple. But
it is. Forced turnovers.
Yeah, forced turnovers. It's really that simple. But when he hit that 3, got the crowd fired up, all his teammates, they got confidence. Every single one of them, even the guys on the bench. So they're telling him, hey, you go out there, you go hit those shots. It just lit a fire inside of him, and then the building just erupted. And once he hit that 3, I was like, this game is over. This game is done for. Because once Golden State, not even the players, once Golden State, period, gets that momentum, gets that energy, you can basically forget about it. Unless you're on some magic pixie dust stuff, or your name is LeBron James, you can basically forget about it, honestly.
So they had their pixie dust run, and Jordan Poole threw a bucket over it, a cold ice water bucket. So, and there's my thing. We talking all this stuff about the series and these guys we expect to do what in Game 6. We haven't even mentioned Jordan Poole.
Because he's been kind of quiet. He's been kind of monotone through these last couple of games, except in the fourth quarter of Game 2 and in the fourth quarter of Game 5.
But if you look at his minutes and his efficiency, it's been because he's getting less minutes, obviously, because Clay's back. Kuminga's minutes have been totally shut, things of that nature. But if you look at his numbers, and don't quote me on it because I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I saw the stat earlier, what his minutes are matches efficiency, just perfect. So right now, Golden State is running on all cylinders, and they're looking scary. And they still don't have Wiseman in this lineup. The number 2 overall pick. Was it 2 or 3?
Oh, he was 2, yeah. Ant went 1
first, yeah.
Wiseman went 2, and then LaMelo went 3.
Right. So I don't know. If Golden State can pull this thing off, you got to be big time worried about them because it's still, it still got options. And Wiggins is just, he's changed the dynamic. If this is what he looks like, a fully powered Wiggins with the rest of these guys, they're gonna be a problem, man.
Okay, so that presents the question: do you extend Andrew Wiggins or do you extend Jordan Poole, or do you extend them both?
Both. Why not? I want to keep this thing going. Unless somebody absolutely just throws ridiculous money at Jordan Poole, and I don't know if they will, but they just might. This is the NBA.
Somebody's gonna max him out, whether it be a team like Orlando or somebody's gonna max him out. Yeah, some goofball team is gonna max him out, and I just have a feeling that the team that fits that mold for me is a team like Orlando. They're gonna throw so much money at him that he's gonna be like, "Hey, I love you, Steph."
You know who I
can give me 80 mil.
You know who I can see? The Knicks.
Them too, because they're desperate right now. They are the Knicks. The New York Knicks are a desperate franchise. New York, period. You know what? A lot of these big markets, period, are desperate teams and desperate fans.
And I love
Lakers.
And I love
it. Yes, I know, because we got the glitz, the glamour, we got all the stars. You're pretty desperate, man.
Yeah.
The Knicks, for example, the Lakers, the Yankees when they aren't doing well. But my all-time favorite, once to see fail, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't like the Cowboys either. Fun fact, I don't like the Cowboys. I do like when the Lions play the Cowboys, because I feel like the Lions always go play their best games against the Cowboys. I think back to that game. Calvin Johnson just went insane in Dallas, man. He was
and 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Man, he went up between 5 guys for one. Joe Buck, one of his all-time most driest calls of all time on it. It was spectacular, man. Yeah, 5 guys caught it up, alley-oop, Stafford to Megatron. Listen, I don't want to get
That
emotional.
call is playing in my head, man. Like Joe Buck was so monotone. It was so dry.
That's what I'm saying. Like Joe Buck tried to ruin it for me. He was mad Cowboys were losing. You know how that goes. I just don't like the bias stuff in the NFL, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into an episode about that, because the NFL, it's a very fickle business. So, we'll get into an episode about that. But yeah, Jordan Poole, he's gonna get max money. So we kind of got off topic. Yeah, Jordan Poole is gonna get max money from somebody. Don't know who. It could be the Knicks, could be the Magic. He's gonna get max money from somebody. And I'm not gonna say they're gonna look dumb doing it, but 9 times out of 10, when a guy has 1 or 2 years, you're banking on with those 1 or 2 years that he can continue that development. You got to also think he's in the same room as the 2 greatest shooters we've ever seen, so that helps. That gives him confidence. Because a lot of guys will falter off of that, but he's actually stepped up and be like, okay, I'm gonna be the next guy in this line. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to sustain that after he gets this money if he does leave.
I think he's gonna walk out of there with the ultimate confidence, knowing he helped get a ring. Knowing he paid a very integral part in getting a ring.
Potentially 2 rings, because they might win one next year too. So potentially 2 rings.
Potentially 2 rings. So yeah, he's gonna walk out of there with the swag on $1 million for sure. Somebody's gonna pay him, and at the end of the day, at that point next season, if he continues this upward ascent, and his defense gets a little better, you already like his confidence. You like what he can run the offense as well. You want him to get a little tighter on the handle, improve his defense. If he does those things and gets even better next season, and he mess around and gets max money, I can't be too mad at it, I guess. But right now, today, I wouldn't max him out. But
I wouldn't max him out either.
Yeah, I like the potential there. Golden State's got a few young guys you want to see heavily improve, and I want to see Moody. I want to see what he does.
Moses Moody, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga. I like Moody too. Moody was a lottery pick. Don't forget that. Moody was a lottery pick. Supposed to be a top 10 guy, fell to 14. We got to steal. Same thing with Kuminga. Kuminga was supposed to be the number 1 guy last year before K, came did his thing. Shout out to K Cunningham. Kuminga was supposed to be the guy, but
nah, man, Kuminga has some nice. Yeah, I honestly like.
He's got some nice moments and nice flashes of potential. Like he's looked dominant in games. So
right. If they let him develop and be a total player, you might see something spectacular from Kuminga, and that'll just be another testament to how good that draft class is. As of right now, I think it's pretty cool. I just think,
especially in the role that he has right now.
Yeah, they're not asking him to do much, but I think he can eventually become a 3 successor. I don't know how they're going to build, because Draymond allows them to do a lot of things, and there's no player like Draymond in the league, to be honest. The way he pushes the team and runs the break, even when they're off a miss or a make, I should say. He does a lot.
He's a better offensive Dennis Rodman, honestly, and that's not really saying much. But what I mean by offensive is the passing and playmaking skills and being able to set up your team. He's like that. He's Dennis Rodman, but with passing skills.
With an offensive game, that can run the offense.
Exactly. He can run the offense. Exactly,
bro. Think about it. What kind of combination of a player is that? You wouldn't think to combine that player. Dennis Rodman that can run the offense. I like that. That's dope. I mean,
that sounds like a guy on 2K. You're playing, you're getting buzzed 20 to zip in Park.
Yeah.
Who? What is his build? What is this? Who are you?
So, right. When you add that dynamic, you take that away, because all 3 of those guys are just player arcs that you can't even buy VC to make in 2K. All 3 of them, Steph, Clay. You can't buy the VC to do that. So
you probably could. You probably could buy Steph. Not Steph. You probably could buy Clay, because I low-key have a Klay Thompson build. I have a 2-way sharp, and he basically plays just like Clay. But the first 2, yeah, you can't buy Steph. You can't buy Draymond. They're anomalies. Another Clay is going to come around. I hate to say it, because Clay is definitely one of my favorite players. But another Clay is probably going to come around sooner or later. Might take 15, 20 years, but he's going to come around. We may never see another Steph. We may never see another Draymond. Actually, we might see another Draymond, because we saw Dennis Rodman. So another guy 20 years from now is going to come around and do the same thing for a championship team. Might even be a dynasty, because Draymond and Dennis Rodman were both on dynasties. 2 of the greatest teams we've ever seen.
Yeah,
and they propelled them 2 rings.
They allow them that team. They allow the superstars to be superstars and somebody to be the bad guy. That's what Bill Laimbeer was good at. Somebody to be an irritant. Like, yeah, I know Isaiah's busting your ass, but you mad about what Bill Laimbeer did 5 minutes ago or whatever.
Yeah, he just elbowed you in the gut.
Right. Or
and now you mad you letting Joe D hit a corner 3.
Dennis Rodman to Ron Artest to a guy like Bruce Bowen. I mean, the league,
Bruce Bowen was
the
very irritating person.
Yeah, it was irritating. Good guy irritating. Like these guys they're always integral to a championship team. Always. There's levels to it. I think Rick Fox was like the Lakers one back in the day. If you're
never
really
thought about it that way.
Yeah, he played like a sucker. Don't get me started, man. That's a whole nother episode. But whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Thursday, game 6, predictions. You got Golden State?
All day for the chip. They're not going back to San Fran.
I feel like they take it back to Frisco because Jason Tatum will drop 35. Bron will have 25. Horford will have 15 and 10. And I think they take it back to Frisco. That's just me, though. That's just me. I've been right so far, so I think that plays out. So we will see Thursday, and we will definitely get you guys ready for that. So our next topic, moving on. This is a sad topic, This is not a good topic right now. But the Tigers, man, what is wrong with the Tigers? What is going on? Why are they not successful right now? Because coming into the season, they were predicted to be close to a wild card team, a team that people was like, whoa, this is kind of surprising, but they're good. It has not been that. So tell me what you see what's wrong with them, because I see a plethora of things that are wrong with them. What do you see that's wrong with them?
Yeah, there are a plethora, but if I had to pinpoint the A1 one problem right now, and I hate to do it, but I got to blame injuries. They got a lot of guys that are just out or whatever. But outside, and I'm talking only mostly on the pitching staff, right?
Yeah. Injuries have ravaged the pitching staff. The whole starting rotation coming into the year, sans Tariq Skubal, who, by the way, is a stud, by the way.
Yeah, I like Skubal.
Yeah,
let me take my answer back. The problem isn't the injuries. The problem is Al Avila, from top to bottom. If you have to pinpoint one thing and one thing only, the guy who built the team is always the most responsible. For whatever reason, a lot of our players constantly get injured. They constantly underwhelm or just whelm or flash in the pan, or they can't get something going while this side is hot, this side is completely cold. And right now the bullpen's blazing hot and the bats are extremely cold. I think they have 67 home runs on the season as a team.
No. That can't be right, because I watch almost every game. They might not even have 20 home runs. I'm being honest.
Well, I'll Google it while but
I think they don't have 20 home runs. Like, I'm trying to recollect. The person who has the most, it might be Cabrera, because I know Cabrera has about 3. I know Harold Castro has 3. Yeah, man, they're not good on offense. They're not good at all.
Yeah, Castro has 4. Miggy has 3.
Harold I know Haas has 2. Yeah, Willie Castro has 2. Eric Haas has about 3. Yep.
Scope has 5. Candelario has 5. Torque has 4. As a team, they have 31 home runs right now.
Okay,
in 60 games, which is
is abysmal. I just saw on the telecast. Yeah. That is terrible. I saw on the telecast the other day, they had an 8-game homerless streak. 8 games without a home run, and that's not even the longest streak of the season. I don't think that's not even that. That is abysmal. That is terrible. It's like, how can you be that bad at hitting a ball? Who is the hitting coach? The hitting coach needs to be relieved of his duties, never to have another job in Major League Baseball again. Whoever this dude is, whoever you are, I hope you hear me. You need to be fired immediately.
Is it still
go do something else?
Is it still Lloyd McClendon? Is he still getting blamed?
Lloyd McClendon was garbage, but no, it's not even Lloyd McClendon anymore.
Okay.
Lloyd McClendon was awful, but no, it's not even him. But another person I want to touch on is Javier Baez. Dude is getting $140 million.
Yeah.
6 years. Don't get me wrong. I was excited. I wanted Carlos Correa. I say you pay the $30 million for Carlos Correa every year. I was saying go for a 4 or 5 year deal. I would have been ecstatic with that. But you give Baez, you spread it out longer for almost the same amount of money. Okay, whatever. Javier Baez has been so bad this year. Dude is hitting under 200. And this is a former All-Star we're talking about, people. This is not just some flash in the pan guy. This is a guy who was doing this consistently for about 5 years in 2 different teams. Well, really one team. He had a half season in New York last year. But he's hitting under 200. He's hitting like 197 or something. With 3 home runs and like 14 RBIs. His OPS is in the 300 range. There are words that don't describe how frustrated I am with him because he swings at everything and he swings at the same pitch, the down and away or the up and away slider. It is.
But it goes back to Avila. You knew this guy. I mean, ultimately, you probably could blame Chris Ilitch. Ultimately, because he just didn't want.
Chris Ilitch deserves half the blame also.
Yeah, because he didn't want to pay Carlos Correa. He just flat out didn't want to pay him, and I think Correa got a 2-year deal, something crazy.
He got like 305, so that's like 35 million a year. By the way, Correa was struggling for about the first month of the season, hitting about 200. So him and Baez were on the same playing field at the time. Carlos Correa is hitting 300 now, folks.
I mean,
Javier Baez is under the Mendoza line. The Mendoza line is 2 out of 10, 200. He's hitting under the Mendoza line.
The Mendoza line.
He's hitting under that, folks. Like this is. It's so infuriating because we have the money now, folks. The payroll is basically shed clean almost. Mig is going to come off in a couple of years, about I think 2023, I think. So that'll be this year and next year, and he's probably going to retire. He's going to want to, roll off into the sunset, have his little retirement tour, whatever they call it. He's going to have that. But once you're done with that, unless you don't give any big stupid contracts, your payroll is pretty clean. Can't really say that for the Mike Ilitch team because Mike Ilitch paid everybody, and he doled out big contracts. But Mike Ilitch got results most of the time, so we can't really fault him for that.
Mike had it perfectly planned out, except for sometimes he had too much want. Like, all right, Mike, you did not need Prince Fielder. You didn't on no level. Like, but that's a whole nother conversation. I understand why he did it. Victor got hurt. He's like, fuck it, we're going for it. And he tried it, and it didn't work. So, but ultimately, he had the audacity to try it, put his nuts out there, see what it'll do. If you know sports, baseball, you knew that was a bad move, but you appreciated Mike for trying it. Chris is not trying at all, and you're trying to say, "Oh, I'm spending money," but you're not spending money. And when you do spend money, it's like on mid-level guys who are doing mid-level things, and you're a below mid-level team.
Javier Baez is not a mid-level guy. Javier Baez is an all-star player who's one of the best defenders in the infield, period. Like, we are expecting this guy to hit about 280, 290 and have at least 10 homers by now.
Would you call him a top-tier free agent right now? Well, last year?
Yes, he was a top-tier free agent. The 2 guys that I wanted were either Javier Baez or Carlos Correa.
Okay.
We got one, and at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm fine with this. Correa was number 1. Correa was, like, at the top. But Baez wasn't. Oh, another guy was Corey Seager. Corey Seager ended up going to Texas for like $250 million, I think, like on 7 years. Some crazy stuff. But Javier Baez was not a bad signing at the moment. Like, so he's a good player. It's just, I don't know if this is just a stretch because he kind of did this last year. He kind of hit like 200 in the first 2-3 months of the season, and then heated up and hit like 300 the rest of the way. So I don't know if this is that. This does not seem like that. This seems like a fundamentally flawed issue with him because he's swinging at literally everything. He's swinging at the same pitch. Like, and it's this, every pitcher knows to do this. And then the thing with our offense, we make no name guys who are probably back end rotation guys look like Cy Young award winners when they pitch against us. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Let me see how many kind of hits.
And then one day they'll just magically wow and pop up like 8 runs on a decent pitcher. Like, what is this? And this is not often, folks. This is like once a month. Like this is not an everyday thing. This is once a month. When we score more than 3 runs, it is a celebration, and that's bad.
We have 167 runs scored on a year as a team. We're batting 220. So Yeah, we're just above the Mendoza line. So yeah. Ultimately, I don't know what the heck's going on with the offense. I don't. We expected a lot more from the guys we have. I know that people were talking wild card and stuff, but I don't know if they were going to be that good, but they should be way better. To be honest, the bullpen is unexpected, so I will give Avila his props there. And they just had another critical loss with Eduardo Rodriguez, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be not coming back for a minute. He's saying like some personal issues. Like this is the guy we paid $77 million for in the offseason, you know?
Because he just walks out of here like, hey, look, man, I'm out of here.
Yeah, like I don't know if this is another Jordan Zimmerman situation, you know? Because Jordan Zimmerman pitched fantastic for the first month or so of his Tigers career. He won like pitcher of the month in the month of April, I believe. Pitched amazing. We're like, okay, we're paying $100 million for this. Cool. And then the rest of the way was, as they say, just mid. It was mid to bad.
I don't know what the heck goes on in the Tigers. Like remember Joe Nathan, the man.
Joe Nathan was the guy from Texas. When we got him, funny, me and Deontay were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. When we got him from Texas, Joe Nathan was supposed to be the back end hammer, coming to close you out, not getting a single hit off him.
Yeah, that did not happen.
Yeah. At all. We saw that did not happen.
I am still shocked at what happened there. And I'm like, is this a Tigers only thing? Or do we just, I don't know. Right now.
And then he leaves and goes to be like decent somewhere else. Like he wasn't even decent here. He was bad here. Then he goes to be decent somewhere else. You know, Phil Koch. Phil Koch wasn't bad.
My guy.
Phil Koch was my guy. Phil Koch was a decent pitcher.
He was just decent. Yeah,
he was decent. And then we had mid-level guys like Al Albuquerque and Papa Verde, and
they all went on to be like dominant, especially Al Albuquerque.
Al Albuquerque, yes, he went to go be. What was that? Was that Toronto?
Man,
I want to say it was either Toronto or no, it was the Angels because he played in Toronto 1 year. Dude pitched for the Angels and was like lights out. Papa Verde was lights out. A guy not many guys remember, but Neftali Feliz was great in Texas. Same thing with Nathan. Neftali Feliz was amazing. Came here, stunk up joint, and then left and became an all-star. Like, what is this?
And the greatest one is the cat that played on the Rays, bro. He became like a shutdown.
Oh, Fernando Rodney. How can I forget that guy?
Rodney, bro. That was the most insulting of all of them.
Good last name, but yeah, man, he was.
Yeah. So somehow, as of now, the opposite has happened. The bullpen is dope, and the rest of the team is trash.
The crazy thing about this is when we're losing, the bullpen is like shut down. We needed this in 2013. No, we needed this from 2010 to 2015 type good.
Yeah.
But now the bats are like so we're barely crossing the Mendoza line. For a team, that's bad, let alone for a player. But for a team?
Yeah. That's are they in last place? I don't know if they're in last place or what.
I don't think they're in last place. I believe the Royals are in last place. I'll tell you that in 1 second.
I see the Royals can strip it down and rebuild, and they've won a ring doing that. You know, they've been competitive doing that.
Yeah, they messed around and won a ring in like 2015 or something like that. Like that was
off 2 World Series.
No, 16, yeah.
Everybody in the Central has done something except for us in Cleveland.
Did they win 2 rings?
They went to 2 World Series. They won 1 ring, if I remember right. They definitely won 1.
No. I think they won twice.
Did they lose? So they went to 3 World Series because they definitely lost the World Series. They got by
no. Did they beat San Francisco or did they lose to San Francisco?
They lost to San Francisco.
Okay, so they beat the Mets and then they lost to San Francisco. Okay. Oh yeah, because Bumgarner pitched like 9 innings and 9 games.
Yeah, right. Because the Mets ain't won nothing, so it was definitely.
Yeah. They lost to the Mets. No, they beat the Mets in like 5.
That's what I'm saying.
They lost to the Giants. Excuse me, in 7. Yeah.
And the Giants, but they're a franchise that knows how to strip it down and rebuild. Hell,
they got a young stud out there too, Bobby Witt Jr. Dude is very nice.
He's dope.
We are in 4th place. We are 24-36 on our way to 24-37. We're losing 5-1 right now, and the Royals are 20-40. So we're in 4th place.
We're in 4th place. I mean, yeah, it's only 4 teams in the Central, isn't it? 5.
Twins, the Guardians, The White Sox, us, and then the Royals.
Okay, I take that back. The Twinkies ain't won nothing either. Cleveland ain't won nothing. Detroit's been to a World Series, so
Cleveland's been to a World Series too and almost won one actually. So you can really honestly just say the Twins if we're just going like off of that. I don't remember the last time the Twins won a series in the playoffs. Actually, I don't think I was alive the last time the Twins won a playoff series.
They keep running into the Yankees, man. They just can't do a thing with the Yankees.
Like they played the Yankees like 2 years in a row in the wild card game and got smacked every time.
Just fold. Like, oh, and they were really good teams, bro. They just fold when the Yankees come. Oh my God, New York, fold. So I don't know, but the Tigers would always put the Yankees in their place when they were good. So I'm ready to get back to that, man. I don't know if they're. I think Mize is down, right? We can't even see that kid.
Mize is shut down for the rest of the year and probably all of 2023 also. Yeah, time. So that's like a 12 to 18 month recovery period. So
I'll put it like this. I'm looking forward to the Pistons and the Wings. And by the time the Pistons and the Wings are in the middle of being competitive, the Tigers will be rolling back around. And hell, maybe even the Lions would have done something.
I feel like the Lions low-key might be more competitive than the Tigers. If you would have told me this the beginning of April, I would have said you're insane. You're talking crazy. But that is a thing that really might happen now. Like, that is not too crazy to say that now, honestly.
I'm assuming we're gonna talk about this later, but I know the Lions hard knocks is to be expected, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm kind of dorking out, I'm kind of fanboying out, I'm ready.
Couple of weeks we will touch on that because OTAs just got finished, training camp is coming up, so we're gonna talk about the Lions again real soon.
Listen, I'm trying not to drink the Kool-Aid, but the cup is poured. Honestly poured. It's just waiting for me. It's like, all right, man.
Nice and chilled.
I got the ice in it. The cup is sweaty. It's about to be a heat wave. I might get a little thirsty. I might indulge, man. I don't want to though.
There is no more unrewarding drink than Lions Kool-Aid. I'm telling you, folks. Oh, it is so sweet and delicious in the off season, and then once it gets to the regular season,
it turns into water. Like, what is this? Who pissed in my cup?
Tastes like sweat.
The Lions did that to you. Now this drink is terrible.
Yeah, the Lions have traumatized me for, I don't want to say the rest of my life, but it's close to the rest of my life.
So I'm almost 40 years old, and I've seen one playoff win. One.
And if you can do simple math, I've seen zero.
That is insane, right? Like,
I've seen zero. I've seen the Patriots lose more Super Bowls than the Lions have won playoff games.
Oh my God.
In my lifetime. That is ridiculous, folks. That is utterly ridiculous.
Look, we can go on and on about the pain of being Lions fans, but I don't want to depress the audience.
We can go on and on about the pain of being a Detroit sports fan. Yeah. But the Lions specifically.
I don't know. I grew up in a fantastic, wonderful era of Detroit sports. It was very whimsical for me. Every week we were doing something.
I grew up with bad teams. My college team was bad for the longest too. We just got good, and I know you're gonna enjoy me saying this, but we were bad for a long time. We just got good. But shout out.
Shout out.
Quick touch. Shout out to my guy Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker, if you're listening to this, Mel Tucker, I love you, man. You are the greatest coach in our history.
Wow.
You're the guy. You're the guy.
I feel like it's a little disrespectful to Coach D, and I'm not even.
Okay. But that might have been a little too premature.
Yeah.
But no, because D'Antonio was part of my childhood, so I can't say that. I didn't know Duffy Doherty, but Duffy Doherty was supposed to be the guy too. But
no one.
Mel Tucker is creeping up into that conversation. If Mel Tucker is able to win a Big Ten title in 3 years and make the playoff, he's really knocking on that door of being the go to Michigan State coaches. But how can you not love Mel Tucker, even as a Michigan guy? How can you not love Melvin Tucker Jr.?
Listen, I'll tell you why. Because he hasn't done nothing against Ohio State yet. Well, if he starts doing what Coach D did and starts punching Ohio State in the face randomly, unexpectedly, then we can talk. But right now, Coach D's got the bar pretty high for you guys, and I don't want to. And I respect Tuck coming, as they say. Whatever, but
Tuck coming, folks. Tuck is coming.
That's what they say.
Pause. he's coming for us, you know.
Yeah, but good part.
Yeah.
But apparently, you know, he's on his way to do bigger things, and until he beats Ohio State, man, I don't know. He got these JUCO guys out there playing up and doing things. I want to see what his recruits look like, what kind of quarterback. If he starts getting like that 5-star dual threat QB to finally come up to state, like I wish Michigan would do, then now we can talk. You know,
we got the force I got from California last year, Caden Hauser. Dude is looking very, very nice. I saw some of his tape. He might be like the next guy. He might be better than Peyton Thorne, honestly. I think he's better than Peyton Thorne. Like, has the potential.
The bar is low.
Peyton Thorne is a solid QB, folks. If you don't know who he is, Peyton Thorne is a very, very solid quarterback.
Listen, random fact though, I do wish we got to see the Jeru Campbell, and I was disappointed he became a knucklehead. I really wanted to see what he was going to do at that state. They could have made some waves, but that team was a team full of knuckleheads. And
well, on that note, folks, like I said, we're going to wrap things up right now. Glad you guys, were able to stop by. Whether you just watch this on YouTube, do whatever you do. Thank you guys for stopping by. My guy GM Sherm, appreciate you, sliding through.
As always.
Yes, sir. And on that note, folks, we will catch you guys next time. Stay straight, stay smooth.
Peace.